Hey guys, it's your girl Kristen here. I'm a licensed esthetician, a freelance makeup artist, and for those of you who don't know, I'm also a certified lash technician. I got my certification about almost a year ago now, and I've gotten questions on previous videos about what supplies I use, what brands I'm liking, and I wanted to share with you guys about my journey and how I became a lash tech. And so if you guys want to see specifics on what supplies I'm using and tips for when you first get started, then make sure you continue watching. So first and foremost, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about how I got started and where I got trained and stuff. Before COVID and before I opened up this space, I was working at a spa, and I've been working for that spa for about 2 years now. And so I wasn't offering facials out of my home or another space. And I'm also a freelance makeup artist. So when it comes to your business, you want to be able to offer services that people can continuously come to you for. And so I felt like makeup was a one-off here and there. Not everybody, unless you're working for like a celebrity or a model or somebody who needs a constant makeup artist, it's not really a consistent form of income. So I was trying to think, okay, well, I'm already working at the spa doing facials. What else could I do? And ever since beauty school, they had people in there who just wanted to get their license just to be a lash tech. So I always kind of shied away from it. I'm like, what, I don't want to be sticking lashes on people. I stayed away for a while, but then once I had my son and I realized okay, I need to figure out what could bring me money consistently, I was like, well, you know what, I know a lot of lash techs, they're doing really well financially, they're looks like they're doing great. So I started to want to research what lash training there was in my area. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the Bay Area of California, really close to San Francisco. It's kind of hard sometimes when you're like, okay, well, I want to get trained for something, and then you go and Google it, which is what I did. I didn't really find a lot of information. I saw places pop up, but it kind of seemed like it was just hard to tell if it was legit or not, or if I liked their work. And I think that's the number one thing that you need to look for when you are looking for your training, is that you want to get trained by somebody that you aspire to be. So you want to be able to see their work, their style. What I did is I went onto Instagram and I utilized hashtags, and I went and I just searched Bay Area lash training. A bunch of pictures came up. You kind of have to sift through them and look at stuff, but I was simply just looking at people's work, and if a picture caught my eye, I clicked on it and I looked at their page. I found this one page that really caught my attention. It looked really clean, it looked really aesthetically pleasing, I liked the style, I liked just her whole vibe. I ended up getting trained at this place called Auric Glow in San Jose, and shout out to Daisy, she's a really awesome trainer. And so I contacted her and I said, hey, when's your next class, and yada yada. And so we got all set up. I had to pay a deposit. I got started. This was in December of 2019. I went and I commuted down to San Jose for the day, where we did our very first classic training. And that's usually how the trainings work, is they'll do one day that's dedicated to just lash extension theory, to just doing the simple classic one-to-one lash extensions on people, and then usually you work on a model, which I think you want to make sure that when you're going and looking for training that you're going to be working on actual people too, because it's one thing to work on a doll head and then a whole other thing to work on a person. Make sure that whoever is training you is going to be giving you that live model experience, because I feel like it was really helpful to do that. I think it was maybe she worked something out with me, because at the time Devin was 4 months old. I couldn't go 2 days in a row because I didn't have somebody to watch him 2 days in a row. So she arranged it with me that I think maybe it was a week or two later that I came in for the hybrid and volume training, which is obviously a whole day in itself, because you have to learn how to make the fans, how to apply it properly, and different styles and stuff. And so it was really cool. She really asked me what style I was interested in, and she gave me some tips and stuff. I would say that she did a great job, and I hope that whoever you decide to get trained by is also licensed and has good work and good experience. Don't be afraid if you guys go to a lash training and you figure out this person is just wasting my time. I've had friends go to trainings and they're like, the girl was late, I didn't feel like I learned much. Talk to them and be like, hey, you know what, I want my money back, or just don't be afraid to be picky with who you get trained by, because they do charge a lot of money for it. It could be up to like $1,000 plus for a training. Make sure you're getting what you want out of it and that it's quality. Also, something else I really enjoyed about going there was she put me on to the company that she really works with for her lash extension supplies. Obviously, we have a lot of access to different brands. I'll show you what other brands I've used, but a lot of my extension supplies are from a wholesaler down in San Jose called Bella 3D. I do have a website. I'll make sure I link it down below for you guys. I would say that their stuff is pretty quality, and it's definitely cheaper than some of the more mainstream brands. And so I started using, what she recommended, and then, along the way, as I started to make some money and I started to get more familiar with everything and doing a little bit of my own research and talking to other lash tech friends of mine, I started trying out different products. I feel like at this point I've found kind of what I like to use. I'm always open to trying new stuff. So if you guys have any recommendations or things that you enjoy using, make sure you comment down below, because I'm always wanting to try stuff. Take what I say with a grain of salt and do what's best for you. Try out maybe some of the stuff that I recommend and see if it works for you. So it's trial and error. So first thing I want to mention is you definitely want some sort of consent form. And Daisy was really awesome and emailed this to me. Basically, it just covers your ass. And you should already be insured. Even if you're just doing lashes, I really believe that you should be insured. And if you want to know who I'm insured by, I'll make sure I link their information down below as well. This form, it just kind of goes through if they have any conditions, if they wear contacts, which is super important. You want to make sure that somebody coming in isn't going to be coming in with their contacts, because then if they don't have their stuff with them, what, they're going to take their contacts out, and then when they leave they can't see. So make sure in your questionnaire, if you do have a scheduling system in your intake form, ask them if they have contacts, and if they do, then reach out to them and say, hey, make sure you bring your case and solution and stuff, because you're going to need to take them out because they're going to be closing their eyes for a while. Yeah, just to see if they have any allergies or sensitivities. And if you really want to go the extra mile and somebody's concerned about the glue you're using, you can always have them come in for a patch test and see if they have any reactions to it. Making sure they don't have any conditions that are contraindications to the service. It talks about the lash extension aftercare, like not wearing mascara, avoiding oil-based products, not wetting their eyes for 24 hours after the service. Pretty thorough. It's a really great form to have. So I pulled out a bunch of my stuff. So first thing, these are some like magnifying glasses. Lash. I got it from Amazon. I wear contacts and I feel like I strain my eyes a little bit too much and my contacts get kind of dry. So this is just helpful to have. I don't always wear it, but when I start to feel like my eyes are getting a little tired, I'll put it on. But it's cool because it comes with these different magnifying levels. And so I use just like the second to smallest one, and it attaches right here. Just feel like it just helps, especially if you're a little bit more visually impaired, if you wear glasses, contacts. It's just really helpful. So I do use this pretty often, and it has helped. What the heck? Close. No, it has a little light on it too. I don't really use the light because I feel like my light works pretty well. And as far as the light, I actually have the Glamcore light. I don't really use it in here because it's just another thing to take up space. I've just been using my Steamer's mag lamp, and that's been working just fine. Definitely you want to have some really good tweezers. I'll put close-ups of these in here so you guys can see it up close. This one is just a straight classic lash isolator. I like it because it's just extremely thin, really light. You don't have to do much to open and close it. It's just a very pliable material. I feel like I like to use a straight one to isolate, and then I use the crane one to pick up. These are from Lashes on Fleek, another really amazing lash tech that I follow on Instagram, and she started selling her own tweezers. Saw this one, I liked the color, and I was like, oh, I want to try it out and support her. A couple other tweezers that I like are from Lash Galore, which is a local lash salon here in the Bay Area. They're really cute, actually. Again, I'll put little close-ups so you can see there's kind of like a quilted pattern on them. They're matte black. These particularly, I like using these ones for volume. Also, this one can be used to isolate. I'm gonna say it's like a 45-degree slant to it, and then this one's a 90-degree slant, and it's what you would use to make the fan and to apply it, and then kind of really easy to use, and they're cute too. So I've enjoyed using these as well. And I showed you guys this in my esthetician room tour. This is just kind of like what I put on my SMA to organize my lash supplies. Have, you know, some disposable mascara wands, a little mirror as I'm working, and I can kind of see where the gaps are, where I need to fill in better. I do have a couple of stones. You know, this is a jade stone. This is just like a clear crystal. These I would say are good for beginners, because if you're not used to the glue ring and it being right here and you're not super mindful of it, it can like spill on the client, which I've done before. Speaking of lash glue rings, I still have what I got from my training. She gave me a lot, but I like the one that has the 2 compartments. I kind of like the corners of them to help kind of like remove some of the glue as I'm taking the lash out. Of course, you know, a little lash fan. You need a fan to be able to dry in between applying and whatnot. Of course, you need some lash tape. This is the Nexium 3M tape. It's kind of thicker, so actually I tear it in half. And then this is just some lash extension glue remover. It's like this. Works really well. I get this from Bella 3D. I do use a primer from Bella Lash. I just put a little pump of this on my hand, and then I use these little microfiber disposables, which again, I'll link these down below too. I do use IntelliSeal from Bella Lash. It's an eyelash extension sealer, so it helps to reduce the curing time, and I do feel like my clients told me that they saw a difference once I started using this, so definitely a good thing to have. A nano mister. There's no water in it right now because I've learned the hard way not to leave water in here because it starts to smell. It came with this little bottle that has a really fine tip so that you can easily put water into it. You're supposed to use distilled water in this, but basically the nano mister just helps to, again, just cure the lashes quicker. It's this airtight glue container. You could just use a mason jar with some rice or something, but I was told in my training that it's good to have the lash glue facing upwards. What's cool about this one is it actually has little compartments. I don't know what those were. There's like little balls in here. Anyways, yeah, they have little compartments that the lash glue just fits perfectly in and it stays upright, which I think is pretty cool. And it's a really tight container. So then the lash glue that I've been using lately is by the Lash Professional. I got number 3. I always write the date that I opened the product. Another glue that I use is just from Bella 3D, the wholesaler here. Platinum glue, which is, I think the drying time is 1 to 2 seconds. If you want to get something that's a little bit slower drying, then you can try the gold, and that one's a pretty good one too. I've been trying this out, this little like band thingy that you could put, you know, your fans or, you know, your lashes onto. I've been fine just using stones to put my lashes onto, so you definitely want some sort of surface, whether it is like a wrist one or something you just put down on your table and you work with. I did get this from Bella 3D. They had a little like drawer or container for it, so they're all like lined up in here. You can put your lashes on here and it safely stores them and nothing's touching it, so it doesn't get bent. Or another thing that I've really liked using are these lint-free, what are they? Cotton pieces. Basically, when you use your glue, you're supposed to kind of wipe around the top of it so that it doesn't get all crusty on the top. And so these don't have lint. So if you were to use a paper towel or a tissue, the material would get all over it. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about what lashes I enjoy using. I do have a bunch from Bella 3D. It's just kind of my go-to spot. If you guys want to know more about like curls and all that, I don't want to get too into depth of that in this video, but if you guys want to know more about that, then comment down below. But also, I've tried, these are from Bella Lash. They're pretty good. Also have some from Lashbox LA. They're pretty good too. I do have some pre-made fans just because like what I do, I'm so like boom, boom, boom. Sometimes I have client after client, and if I'm crunched on time, I honestly don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours doing extensions on somebody because I could be making money having somebody else come in that time. Just being honest with you guys. I think if you get the right type of fans, which is what I really enjoy about these, is they're from Lost Artistry, and they are heat bonded fans. So I don't know if you can see, there's a bunch. What's great about heat bonded fans is that they're not dipped in glue. And so I know a lot of people have talked about that the retention is different for pre-made fans. Specifically, I think more so with glue bonded fans. So that means you're having to re-dip the fan into glue, and that kind of affects the retention. So I like that these are heat bonded, and these are cool. I have a bunch of different lengths, but figure out, like, with your clientele what lengths you're tending to get. For me, I find that my clients, a lot of the lengths that I'm doing on people are from 11 millimeter to 15. I don't feel like I go much smaller than that or much larger than that, but it really just depends on your clientele. What's cool about Lost Artistry is that they have a range of different stem lengths. They have different lengths, they have mixes, they have one length packets. So I like the variety that they give, and I think they're really good quality, and I haven't had anybody complain about it. Another supply I forgot to mention was these gel patches that you put underneath people's eyes. What else? And I also do have a little thermometer in my room. It just shows the temperature and the humidity range, which you definitely need to know for doing extensions. I think that sums it up for this video. I showed you pretty much all the supplies that I've been working with so far. If you have any specific questions about what I talked about in this video, make sure you comment down below. Also, if you have any burning questions, comment down below as well, because I do plan on doing that esthetician Q&A really soon. And you know, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel because I'm giving you guys new content every Thursday and Sunday at this point. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.